Hey everybody, welcome back to Mr. Mortgage's Neighborhood. Tonight we have a special neighbor. We have Dave Leaney from National Integrity Title, one of our close friends in the neighborhood here at Envoy Mortgage. How you doing, David? Welcome,
Great.
Welcome to Mr. Mortgage's Neighborhood.
Thanks. Should we take off our shoes?
I was going to take off my shoes, but I don't have the right socks on today, so I'm going to take my shoes off.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Nice. So, you are the inaugural guest on the official Mr. Mortgage's Neighborhood.
Pilot.
You are one of Mr. Mortgage's favorite vendor friends that we deal with.
Awesome.
So for the folks out in Mr. Mortgage's Neighborhood, just talk a little bit about you and what you like most about being in the mortgage real estate industry.
Get a chance to meet very interesting people with very interesting sweater choices. But I love it. I've been doing this almost 12 years now. Love, finding and having these great relationships with realtors and mortgage lenders alike. And, National Integrity has been a great vehicle for that in servicing, people's, whether it's a first-time home buyer or their third home. Or refinance, and so it's just been a great culture there, and just a great family there, and so that it's made my job very easy, and I just really enjoy my day-to-day interactions with the realtors and mortgage lenders I'm blessed to work with.
So we've been working together for 6 or 7 years probably. I think it's been. What's the biggest nightmare that you can describe, nightmare closing that you were involved with or you saw happen, and give a little details of that, of how the time where you were like, man, I can't believe that what just happened in my office here.
A woman discovered that the guy had kids that she was married to previously at the closing.
That is awesome.
And that he was married before.
A child support judgment.
Yeah, there was
So
discovery.
sweet.
So that one was a little rough.
Yeah, that must have been a tough day in the neighborhood.
That was a tough day in the neighborhood.
Yes.
Yeah, that one comes to mind first. Yeah.
I had one where there was a man and his new wife, who was 27 years younger than him, and his 3 daughters. And the man passed away and left the house equally to the 4 people. And the daughters found out that he took a $50,000 equity line to go on a trip to Europe and buy his new wife enhancements.
Oh.
So that was a 3-hour argument settlement that we had there.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Another wonderful day in the neighborhood.
Yeah, sometimes these divorce situations can get dicey and loud and separate sometimes, so you'll see some interesting closings.
Outside of the mortgage neighborhood, tell everybody out there what Dave Leaney likes to do with his free time. What makes your heart pump?
Big music head like yourself.
Okay.
I love vinyl. Kind of restarted the music collection.
I saw that
2 years
I can't
ago.
believe they're doing vinyl again. That's awesome.
Yeah. Vinyls are expensive, so it's like I don't know why I love Spotify, but I like also overpaying for music at home that I have to get up and flip.
Nice.
So that doesn't really make a lot of sense, but I enjoy it. I enjoy wine a lot.
That's what I was thinking of.
Really into fine wine. That's a very expensive rabbit hole, I found out too. But it's something I really enjoy. I've got to go to Napa last year. Got to go to Sonoma the year before that, right before COVID hit. I'd love to get to France, get to Italy, maybe in the next couple of years. So, and just continue down that expensive rabbit hole of wine.
Awesome. And one of my favorite things to talk about is culture and lifestyle and work environment. What is your favorite part of National Integrity, the company that you work for?
I just think it's man, I don't know what would be the top part, but it's just a great work environment. I work with owners that really share the same values and vision and really let me run free and really feel like it's my own business. And I don't think every place runs that same way. And I like to think that managing the sales team, I get them to feel the same kind of freedom,
Nice.
you know?
We did an
Yes.
informal survey on Mr. Mortgage's Neighborhood's website, and 62% of the viewers in the neighborhood think Barry Sanders was overrated as a running back.
Stop the taping. I harbored that. I think I shocked Jim a few years ago, or not even that long ago, because I said, Jim, I really like you a lot, but like, I don't know, 3.5 years ago at Botto's, at lunch,
He had this resentment.
you made
against
a
me.
comment that you really shouldn't have made. I'm a Detroit Lions fan, and we don't have very much to hold on to, except some memories from the 90s, beating Dallas in a playoff game, and Barry Sanders. And, you know, when he just rashly said that Barry Sanders was overrated, it really upset me. I had to let him know that.
Nice, I love it. I love it. And what is like, well, we said wine is your hobby.
Yeah, food wine, I'm really getting into cooking too as well.
Gotcha. What about, is there anything about the job that you do? I know you travel a lot, you, maybe not like all over the world, but all over New Jersey. Are there any like favorite places where you have, where you're like, oh, awesome, I have to go down to Mays Landing, so I want to go here. Like, what's your favorite
Yeah,
pit stop?
I love Cape May.
Okay.
My wife and I have really gotten into Cape May the last few years, to the point where I'd love to, and I've told you this before, you know, get a second home at some point,
Mhm.
maybe get an Airbnb situation,
Beautiful.
which would be great down there. There's always a great restaurant down at Peter Shields, Tisha's, the Ebbett Room. For the viewers, stay at the Virginia. If you're ever down in Cape May, it's owned by, you know, the same portfolio property management of the Congress Hall, all those people.
Nice.
But the Virginia is really great, right on Jackson Street. The Ebbett Room is a restaurant, it's fantastic, and it's walkable to everything. And that's the thing, it's very accessible, that town. So, and there's always a new restaurant or that I haven't heard of to go to. I like Red Bank, been up there recently,
Okay.
that's another place in Jersey that's great.
Jay and Silent Bob?
Yeah, I've stopped in there
Yes,
before.
Yes.
Went to a show at Count Basie Theater, very cool place.
Okay.
Went to a place, Buenos Aires, another good restaurant scene in there. Also in New Jersey, Lambertville,
Okay.
you know, New Hope across from there,
Mhm.
PA. Some nice places up there too, so there's a lot actually here,
Nice.
you know?
Nice.
There's a lot here.
All right, last question. Mr. Mortgage can make a miracle happen, and we can bring someone in, alive or dead, for 2 songs to play live in concert in front of you right now. Who's your person that you would like to?
Oh my
see
God,
Two
it's a tremendous
songs?
question. And it would have changed like every decade, this
Mhm.
answer. I think it's gotta be Prince at this point. Sadly,
Okay.
sadly I have to say that, you know?
Yeah.
But man, George Michael's like right there.
Really?
Like, yeah, George Michael's.
Totally not what I was
Kinda, I
thinking.
know.
Totally not
Like
what I
Jeff
was
Buckley would have been the answer a few years before that. He still could have been a great one on this list.
I was thinking way more grunge. I was thinking.
I know, you're
Nirvana,
thinking
Kurt
Nirvana,
Cobain,
Lane Staley, like,
you know,
I love
yeah,
House.
yeah.
No, I know. I'm just thinking like,
Prince is an awesome answer.
but Prince really is gotta be the answer. I mean,
Okay, and
Prince
which
would be
2
the-
songs did you want it to be?
Oh, I love Computer Blue. It's a randomly great song.
Okay.
And I love the movie Purple Rain. So Computer Blue, maybe Controversy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
that would
right.
be-
Not Little Red Corvette? No.
I'm not the hits guy.
No. You're
I'm the
the
deep- I'm the-
obscure
I'm the deep cut guy.
B-side.
I'm the
like-
deep cut guy.
Yeah.
Everyone goes to this place, I'm going to this place.
Mhm.
Everyone goes to this.
A little
like-
bit contrarian. little
Yeah,
bit-
and it's like maybe a little bit of a jerk move.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
I don't know.
You're like, yeah, you're lazy picking the hits.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Obscure.
You're lazy picking the hits. It's
Okay.
like, get me
Awesome.
the track that no one knows.
Awesome. Well, Dave, thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
into the neighborhood
Always a
tonight.
pleasure.
Thank you very much. And now, one of our neighbors, Kylie, has some questions from people in the neighborhood.
Hey, Mr. Mortgage. Brian from Belmar asked, does it make sense to pay points when buying my first home?
Brian, that's a great question. Normally, when you're buying your first home, it doesn't make sense to pay points because depending on the size of the loan and how much you have to pay, you really don't break even until your 7th or 8th year when you're paying points. And the national average for people staying in their home is about 5.5 years. So unless you intend on staying in your home for 10 or 11 years, it's probably not a good idea to pay points. Mr. Mortgage's suggestion is just take the rate without paying any points, and later on, your mortgage professional can see if a shorter term or a different mortgage makes sense for you once you get used to paying a mortgage and you get settled in your home. Welcome back to the neighborhood, boys and girls, and we have another special guest. Currently, the reigning Intercontinental Tri-State Team Sales Leader MVP Champion, Vicente Gutierrez.
Thank you.
No problem. Vince, welcome to the show here. Welcome to the neighborhood. You are new to the mortgage industry. Tell everybody in the neighborhood just how you came about becoming the first honorary champion of the sales force in the pit.
Honestly, it was trusting in your friends, family, and coworkers. Putting my trust in them, learning from you and other salespeople here like John Kennedy and Benito Gonzalez and a few other people who are always there with me. You guys have been a great asset for me, and it really shows when you put the work and the effort into it. This is what happens.
How did it feel to crush Andy Tom?
Amazing.
That is amazing, wasn't it? Yeah,
It really is.
There is a little bit of a little rivalry going on here. How do you compare the environment and the culture in the pit out there versus your previous experiences since you're kind of new to Envoy Mortgage?
It's good. It's a great learning environment. Being around, listening to everybody's either struggles or triumphs, just having that experience in there is huge. You know, in the beginning I had my struggles as well, and other people learn from it, but the struggle breeds, confidence. It makes you more confident, makes you understand, like, all right, here's a situation that Ben might have went through or Sydney might have went through, and you just learn from it and build upon that.
Nice. And in case the people out in the neighborhood are wondering, what does Vince do with his free time to get rid of the stress and all the aggravation of being a top flight loan officer?
Playing sports.
Okay.
So playing ice hockey, street hockey. Thanks to you, I got back into it.
Nice.
You kind of forced me into it, and it was a good thing.
It was definitely a coercion into, hey,
Just
come
a
on,
little bit.
I signed you up. Our first game is next week, kind of thing. There was a little bit of that.
Oh,
yeah.
by the way, you were on 2 teams, not just one. So,
Correct.
Dive right into it. But it really did. It was the boost that I needed to deal with some of the stress and getting out there on the rink and embodying some people. So, but not only that, but playing with my kids, just getting out and having the time to just unwind and relax with them. So
Nice.
yeah.
So you did reference your family, and I know you're big into family. So talk a little bit about your family and what goes on in the Gutierrez household.
A lot of dirty diapers right now.
Okay.
So I have a son who's 4 years old. My daughter is 2, and we have 2 dogs as well. They're 12 and 13. So a lot of it is just kind of taking walks, coming home, getting dinner ready, and then making sure you spend time with them. You don't want them to get the worst of you when you're exhausted.
Sure.
So you really make sure that you spend just quality time with them. Playing with them, shut off the TV, put some music on, and just dance.
Nice.
My daughter and son love to dance. So.
I love it.
Yeah, we rock out.
So what has been your biggest hurdle or biggest challenge since transferring from the insurance industry to the mortgage industry?
Biggest hurdle was just learning the industry,
Okay.
getting to know everything, just becoming more confident with it, and just really hunkering down and focusing on what I need to do to be successful. And coming from the insurance industry, it was a little easier transition. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be because it's a lot of the same thing, rules, regulations, just understand what you can and can't do. But the struggle is just learning, But once you understand what you have to do, it got easier. So.
Okay. And if there's a youngster out there in the neighborhood watching the show who thinks, I want to grow up and be just like Vince, I want to grow up and be a loan officer, what would your advice be to them on how to prepare themselves best for a role like you play in this company?
Plan to just dive deep into the industry. learn the different ins and outs of what's going on. Coming with a little bit of a realtor background, I kind of had an understanding of how the industry operates. So learning the mortgage side was challenging, but I was able to bring my previous experience and just learn it. So find some interest that you have. Maybe if you want to get into investing in properties, learn that. If you want to learn about just how the market works, it's good to understand finance a little bit, but you really just got to dive deep into it to really kind of immerse yourself in this world.
Okay. And they don't know, the people in the neighborhood don't know, but we do. We know that you're bilingual.
Yep.
And you're Spanish. Talk a little bit about the opportunity that being bilingual and helping people that may not necessarily get the help from someone else or may not necessarily be serviced as well as you can being bilingual.
So being bilingual has been huge. A lot of times these people feel like they're signing things that they don't really understand. So by me kind of breaking things down and explaining it to them in Spanish, it's been really helpful. They're extremely grateful, and it's really satisfying to be able to serve a community that needs this kind of help. I always look at it as, what if that was my mom and dad buying the property? They bought some homes back in the day, and it makes me wonder, where did they understand fully what they were jumping into? Did they fully get that, all the information and disclosures and understanding? So I approach these people as if it was my mom and dad. So I make sure I put the time and effort with each of those clients.
I like it. And what has been your favorite part of the environment? And for people in the neighborhood that don't know our environment here, there's literally 15 to 20 people back in the space where Vince works. So he went from being the new guy to now being someone that people look to for a little bit of advice, especially on certain programs that you've mastered. What's your favorite part of being someone who is looked up to and treated like a leader?
That's exactly it. Being treated like a leader, having the respect and confidence of my peers. I mean, we all strive to be the best that we can, and the fact that I feel like I've kind of, reaching that point, there's always room to grow. But the fact that I'm, kind of at this point where I can wear this belt and be proud of it, it's great. It's great. I'm sure you guys probably thought there was a little bit of promise with me in the beginning, but to reach this point, I think is a shocker for not a shocker, but like
I knew it all along.
yeah.
I knew it all along.
So it's been great though. I love helping people. Anybody who knows me knows that for a fact. I do a lot of volunteer work.
Mm-hmm.
I do it with you guys, and even at my previous job with the United Way, or when I was volunteering at the United Way. So,
Okay.
Just helping people and being able to really spread my knowledge to them is amazing. So,
All right.
yeah.
What is, we're not going to talk about money and how much money you make, but what are some of your goals for 2022 here at Envoy and in your personal life?
So personal goals is to be able to help others and really double my production.
Okay.
So like you had mentioned before, it's knowing your capacity and then shooting past it.
Okay.
So the fact that I can get past that point is one of my goals, obviously, to do
Okay.
better. Every year you just got to do better, right?
Yeah.
Like better for yourself and better for your family and the community. So outside goals is really to continue doing the second Saturdays and making sure that it goes on and we can do more for the community than just hey, what can we do to help you buy a house? What can we help you to buy that house and then improve your community that you're buying in? So,
I like it.
yeah.
And since you've been here 7 months, 8 months, right?
Yeah,
Ish, that
April,
time. Do you have a favorite transaction? Like, is there anyone that sticks out to you where you're like,
yeah.
yeah?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the one that made me the most money, but
Right.
but no, honestly, it's helping my friends.
Okay.
So I just finished a refi for somebody's dad. I also helped them with their refi, and kind of just helping them through the process and getting it through is a huge value to me. But also working with some of my best friends, so
Yeah.
helping them purchase their house and making it a smooth transaction where everybody's happy was really, it's satisfying. to know that, like, yeah, I can do this, and I can do this really well. And especially when it's your friends, you don't want to mess those up, so,
Nice.
yeah.
So, thank you for coming on to Mr. Mortgage's Neighborhood. Hopefully, you'll have the title belt next month as well. We'll have you back, give a little update, and you can make fun of everybody that you beat.
Exactly. I look forward to it.
Thank you.
Thanks for having
calling
me.
us.
Yeah.
And now, one of our neighborhood friends, Kylie, has some questions that were submitted from people in the neighborhood.
Hey, Mr. Mortgage, Jill from Philly wants to know, as a first-time buyer, should I do a conventional loan or an FHA loan?
Jill, that's a great question. There's a lot of factors when it comes to determining whether you should get a conventional loan or an FHA loan. One of the biggest points that you'll be looking at is your credit score. If your credit score is really excellent, that'll make your mortgage insurance be less, and a conventional loan would probably make more sense to you. If your credit score is a little lower, like 620, sometimes down to 580, an FHA loan would make the most sense. Sometimes doing a conventional loan with a lower credit score causes your mortgage insurance to be extremely high, and that might actually make your payment higher even though your rate might be lower and your mortgage insurance would go away. So there's a lot of factors in there. I would say talk to your mortgage professional, make sure they understand all the factors in your decision, and make the right choice based on their recommendation. Welcome back to the neighborhood, boys and girls. We have another special guest, sales manager John Kennedy. Yes, the John F. Kennedy of South Jersey fame. 15 years, I guess it's been since we've been working together, something?
Yeah.
Something kind of like that, off and on. 7, 8, 9, 10 different places maybe.
Seems like a lot.
Yeah, it's been a while. So, of all the experiences that we've had over all the years, besides now, because now, of course, is your favorite. What was your favorite part of the mortgage industry over the last 15 or 20 years?
Really helping families, I always enjoyed. It's never gotten old for me. I've always liked helping families move into a home. I work with them, I guide them through the process. A lot of folks have no idea exactly how to do it, and I'll take them step by step through. I'll educate them. I kind of take pride in that. Educating them on the process so they understand the mortgage and how everything works and integrates with realtors and everything else. And so I still get a kick out of doing this. I really, really love what I do.
Nice, that's awesome. And so we know you a little bit here, of course, but the people in the neighborhood don't know you at all. So if you have a free weekend, where would John Kennedy go, and who would he take with him over the weekend?
Well, my place is Cape May, and taking my wife is the person that goes with me everywhere. We don't have kids, so we spend a lot of time together on the weekends, and Cape May is our place. We absolutely love it. We love the restaurants, we love the ocean, the beach, it's clean, it's, we just love it there. Now, if I could get on an airplane and go somewhere,
Now, if we're going from 3 days to 10 days, that changes it all a little bit. Where you going?
If my pay grade was a little higher, I would actually go to Europe and go to the Czech Republic, which
Okay.
is my favorite place other than the United States. And of course, my wife is from the Czech Republic. And
Sure.
been married 32 years, so I've been going there over 32 years. Yeah.
Nice. And, we talk about culture, we talk about work environment. What's your most favorite thing about the way Envoy Mortgage is right now? And what are you the most proud of about the workplace that we've provided now?
It's a lot of fun. Everyone is friendly, family oriented. There's no hierarchy of some people being more important than others. Everybody pitches in to help. We have a large sales floor, and you'll hear all kinds of people helping each other. Someone will have a problem or a question, they'll just yell out. Somebody will jump in and help. Maybe there's a new program of some sort, and they got questions about that. It's really amazing. And I'm the sales manager, and I learn stuff all the time from my fellow loan officers, some of them who are really new. I've learned stuff from people all the time. So that's what's great about it. It makes it a fun environment, and it's nurturing, and it's awesome. It's awesome.
Now, we're doing a little spoof of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, so let's take it back to that time for TV. We have Dave Kramer, we have
Okay.
Sidney Johnson, and we
Okay.
have Andy Tom, all on a boat wreck on Gilligan's Island. Who's gonna survive the longest?
That's a good one. I'm gonna say Sydney.
Sydney, I agree,
Because
100%. 100%.
Sydney by far is the smartest of the three.
Yes.
So anyway, she'll survive.
I think Dave kills Andy Tom and injures himself while he's killing Andy Tom, and Sydney lasts the longest. I totally agree.
I believe that Dave will be put off by himself. he'll be put into quarantine, and
Yes.
he won't survive without some help. So.
What are some of your goals? We've talked with some of the other guests in the neighborhood. What are some of your goals for 2022? What would you like to see happen? What would you like to experience?
I would really like to see more business come in. I would like to actually help a lot of my newer loan officers really become self-sufficient in being able to build their business, and we're well on our way to doing that. On a personal basis, I'm looking to expand into new offices, and we've talked a little bit about that.
Sure.
Expanding our locations, and I'm excited about that. Also, I'd like to increase the number of staff in our company, because we are opening new offices, and we're going to have room, and it's a wonderful industry, it's a wonderful business, and I think we do it better than anybody.
I agree. Now, we've been at a bunch of different places, and we worked at many different companies, and we worked for many different companies. Speaking of Envoy Corporate specifically, what do you think they do so much better than the other places that we've worked and the other times we've had problems with? And what do you think they do really well that allows us to be so successful?
There's a tremendous amount of support, and this is like a cliche, right? So support, everyone talks about support, but we actually deliver. The company, corporate, actually delivers. I can give several examples. So if I have a problem with anything, whether it's the computer, a computer program, it's an underwriting question, it is some snafu that's going on. At other companies that I've worked at, I had to figure it out somehow. It might take me all day to figure it out. It might take me 2 days.
You were the IT guy, right?
Yeah. Here, the rule is, if it takes you longer than 10 minutes to figure something out, you're calling for help. That's the rule.
Yeah.
So I call the branch support line, and they don't just help. They'll literally take the whole loan and run it all the way through, to the end for me. And I'm not asking for that level, but that's the level of commitment they have to helping. Or if I have a problem with the computer, the IT will get on and remote in and just fix it for me. So that's huge, because when you're in trouble and things slow down and you've got a pile of work to be done, to get done, we have that support from corporate. And I have never seen this anywhere else, and I've worked for some really large mortgage operations.
Okay, I'm gonna go with a personal question here. One of the things that I was asked before on the video from my coach Devin was, what was the most important thing you think you learned from your parents? So I'm gonna go with that, because I think as a leader and as someone who's here to set an example, that might be really important. So what do you think the most important lesson or example or trait you think you got from your parents?
It's easy. It's called work ethic. I was forced, coerced to work at a very young age. I was working at a gun club at 14 years old, and I was running trap fields. I ran the whole thing. It was amazing. I was selling ammunition. I was handling the cash. I handled the scoring, all these things in the gun club. And I was only 14 years old, and I have not stopped working since. And I have seen others that don't have that work ethic, and there's no replacing hard work. You can work smart, that's important, but working hard, nothing replaces that. And if you want to be successful in life, you want to be successful in a job, in anything, you have to work hard. And my dad not only, taught it, said it, but I saw how hard he worked. I mean, I've never seen anybody work harder than he has. I was one of 6. Dad, you know, basically carried the whole household of 6, actually of 8 total, him and my mom included, of course, and so that's what I learned. Truly a work ethic, and he led by example.
Okay, music question. I asked Dave, one of the previous guests tonight, you could have one person from present or past come in and do a 2-song concert for you right now. Who would it be, and what would the 2 songs be?
Wow. Look, it's easy. It'd be Paul McCartney.
Okay.
I mean, he's a legend, and gosh, probably the greatest group in musical history, arguably anyways.
Sure.
What are the 2 songs? Wow. I mean, it could be anything. I love all their songs. So,
Okay.
So, gosh, that's tough. I'm sorry. How to nail down 2 songs. It could be Sgt. Pepper's. I don't
Nice,
care.
nice.
Oh,
Little
yeah.
Hey Jude, actually.
Hey, sure, Hey
There
Jude,
you
yeah.
go.
Sure.
There you go.
Anything. I'll let him pick. He shows up,
You
he
let
can
him
say
pick?
whatever
I
whatever he
like it, I
wants.
like it.
Sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you, John, for coming in
Yeah,
the neighborhood
thanks.
tonight.
Thank you.
Great time, great time. And hopefully we'll have a lot more from John in the future, coming in, talking about Envoy Mortgage and his wonderful life.
Well, it's fun. Thanks. Let's do it again.